Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Knutson. I am an attorney, and my practice is focused on litigation and trials in various areas of law. So, I've been getting a lot of questions from folks about what makes a good lawyer. You probably watch lawyers on TV or see them in the movies, and it's usually depicted as something that is very flashy and immediately satisfying, where the lawyer goes to court and has an immediate victory or an immediate loss, and things are handled within a couple of hours. There's a resolution within a couple of hours. There's a resolution in the court system, there's a resolution at a trial, there's a resolution by getting someone to drop a case, there's a resolution of some kind within a short amount of time. That's generally the way that the media portrays these kinds of things. Very few times have I seen actually lawyers portrayed in a way that's accurate in the media. So I'm going to give you the real deal about what I think is the number one trait that makes a good lawyer, having been a lawyer for almost a decade now, and having done a lot of litigation, a lot of trials, a lot of stressful stuff over the last nearly 10 years of being a lawyer. I think I can confidently say now what makes a good lawyer from what I've seen. First off, when one goes to law school, one doesn't know anything about this profession. Um, you walk in the door and you start learning different kinds of law. Basically, the point of you going to law school is not so much to learn the law, but learn how to learn it, to learn the process behind the law, to learn how the law works, and to learn the reasoning behind it so that when you get out of law school, you can understand it and you can apply it and you can help your clients with real world problems using the law. Because that, at the end of the day, is what lawyers really are. Truly, what lawyers are. They're problem solvers. At their best, they're supposed to be problem solvers for the people that they represent, the people generally. Um, so, when you go to law school and you start learning how to learn the law, um, you are in an academic setting. And there are a lot of folks that go to law school and think, I'm in this academic setting. I either want to be in academia, I want to be a professor, or I want to get out of law school and I want to, become a trial lawyer. And a lot of those folks that I knew came from families that either where they already had lawyers, their parents were lawyers, or they otherwise had a lawyer in the family. And they were very obsessed with going to trial and getting immediate results and defending clients and basically telling it, like it is to everybody. Really getting in people's faces and being aggressive and being obnoxious quite a bit. So there's a lot of that in law school. A lot of folks on different tracks, folks that want to be in academics, folks that want to actually do trials, some folks that want to do transactional work. Um, and there's a lot of conflict in law school as well. But nobody really knows what it is to be a lawyer until you get out of law school and you actually start practicing. So, for me, when I got out of law school and I started practicing, I worked at a nonprofit for a couple of years, a civil rights nonprofit based in San Francisco. And I was litigating both plaintiff and defendant side um, cases, housing cases, eviction cases, habitability cases, rent control cases. I was also doing elder abuse, different kinds of elder law cases, civil rights cases, Social Security stuff. And that was great training for a young lawyer because as I was starting out, the organization that I was working at, to the extent that it could, threw me into the deep end and allowed me to work hand in hand with clients, one on one with clients, really listening, doing interviews, gaining information, and putting together case strategies and then litigating cases. For a time, as a young lawyer, I was the only person on the staff on the team that I was working on until we hired some other folks. So I had the chance to really increase these skills early on. and to work with clients. I also had the chance to work with opposing counsel. And I came across a couple of different kinds of opposing counsel. There are lawyers that enjoy conflict and that want to make conflict for the sake of conflict. They want to, yes, assert their clients' rights, but at the same time, they want to make life as difficult as possible for everybody else involved in the case. Those folks exist. They're out there. There's another kind of lawyer that doesn't necessarily want conflict in a case, doesn't have that personality, that very contentious personality, but nonetheless creates it, although haphazardly, because they just want to bill their client. They want to bill the file, as we say. They want to bill the file, they want to paper the file so that they can actually make some money at the end of the day. That's another kind of lawyer that's out there. And the third kind of lawyer, which I found to be the best lawyer, the lawyer that was actually able to resolve cases and was actually able to resolve cases in their client's interest in the most efficient, cost-effective, and beneficial way possible. That's the lawyer that actually looked at the situation, was patient with the facts, and tried to develop a case over a long course of time, and then really concretely advise their client about what the merits were of the case, about what the strengths and weaknesses were of the case, and about what the chances of success were, and counsel resolution or mediation where necessary, because most folks want to avoid trial because trial is uncertain, and so 95% of cases settle before trial. So these lawyers I found as a young lawyer, I got to work with a lot of opposing counsel like this. These were very patient lawyers. These were lawyers that looked out for their clients, that were patient with their clients, but also patient with the process, and took a step back, really surveyed and observed, gathered information, researched the law, figured out what the causes of action they could assert were, what the strengths and weaknesses were, and then what the resolution could look like for their client. What is the best resolution for your client? What's the best case scenario here? And what's the worst case scenario? And then they advise their clients. And then, hopefully, both parties came to the table and started to discuss a way to resolve the case. These are patient people. These are patient lawyers. These are lawyers that actually look at a situation, assess it, and then sometimes they take their hands off the situation and they let it go where it will. And from there, they can survey and figure out what's in their client's best interest, because it's not in a client's best interest for a lawyer to create conflict for the sake of it because it makes themselves feel good, or because they want to bill the client. Those two kinds of lawyers are toxic lawyers, and clients should avoid them. There is an old adage, I think it goes back to Abraham Lincoln, but basically, the lawyer that creates conflict for his own sake just to fill his pockets is the worst kind of scoundrel. And those folks exist. So, to sum all of this up, what I have seen is that the best lawyers out there, the ones who are actually able to counsel their clients and solve problems and go to trial when necessary, and resolve cases where they can be resolved, and otherwise defend their client's interests to the fullest, those are the patient ones. The ones who scream and yell, or the ones who just bill to bill, they don't really look at the entire situation, and they don't really know what they're doing. They don't really understand the law, and they can't really represent their client's interests, and you can figure that out quite quickly when you're dealing with them. So, patience is key in this profession. Thanks so much. Have a great day.